So let's go ahead and get started in child's pose. Bring your big toes to touch, take your knees to the outside edges of your mat, and get situated. Let your butt sink towards your heels and reach your hands towards the top of your mat. Spread your fingers out. And bring yourself to your mat. I want you to pay attention to how you feel. It's very important. I want you to really pay attention to how your body feels today. I woke up this morning, I was a little bit sore from yesterday's class, but it was kind of interesting because I haven't had such a strong class like that in a while because we haven't been able to do them here with you guys. But I really felt good, but then I was like, I actually worked some stuff that I wasn't used to. And it was really cool. So that was my peace of mind this morning. So I want you to really get in touch with yourself. How are you feeling? Pay attention to those different feelings in your body. If you've got a tightness or a soreness, make sure that you are in your skin. Make sure you know what's going on. As you inhale, fill your lungs up. As you exhale, let them go empty. Full breaths in and long breaths out. This is an all levels class, so take it easy if you need to. Take it harder if you want to, but just be in your practice. Take your time, have fun with it. Take a couple more breaths here in your child's pose. And on your next inhale, make your way into a tabletop. Bring your shoulders over your wrists, bring your hips over your knees, and extend your right foot to the back of your room and your left hand forward. Press your right foot to the back, left hand forward, and I want you to keep your toes on your right leg pointing straight down. So inward rotation of your right leg. Left hand reaching forward, spark your fingers alive, pull your belly in and up. If you would like to, bend your right knee and take your left hand back and grab your foot. That is an option. Press your foot into your hand, pull your hand against your foot, and lift your knee up a little higher. Keep your core engaged. Take a deep breath in and extend your leg back out. Take your left hand to the floor. Right leg stays up. Cross it across your left leg and set your toe to the floor. Look past your left shoulder towards your right heel. If you would like to increase the stretch through your right side, take your right hand and cross it across your left. Bring your heel over your toe. Take a deep breath in and set your foot back to the other side, your knee. Extend your left foot in your right hand. Left foot presses back, right hand reaches forward. Inward rotation of your left thigh keeps your toes down. Keep pressing back. If you grabbed your foot on the other side, do so on this side. Bend your left knee, reach your right hand back and grab your foot. Our model today wants to make sure you get his best side. He's nuts. Press your foot into your hand. Pull your hand against your foot. Create the best lift through your knee that you can. Keep your belly engaged. Take a deep breath in. And take your hand back to the floor. Extend your leg back out. Cross it across your right leg and set your toes to the floor, heel over toe. Look past your right shoulder towards your left foot. Again, if you want to get some more out of this, take your left hand across your right hand. Take a deep breath in and set your foot back. I'll give you a couple of seconds here to create some cat and cows. Drop your belly, look to the ceiling, arch your back, come into cat as you exhale. And not just cat and cow. If you want to move and twist and bend a little bit here, kind of create some circles with your body, whatever feels good. Bring some looseness into your spine. into your shoulders and hips. Breathing at the same time. Inhale as you expand, move away. Exhale as you pull yourself in toward yourself. And then come into a neutral spine. High push-up pose. Lower into low push-up. And create an upward facing dog, cobra, or sphinx. Warming up your back, warming up your shoulders a little bit. And then downward facing dog. Curl your toes under, take your tailbone up and back, and walk your dog. Bend your knees slightly, take your tailbone up and back, and let your chest sink towards your toes. Press your heels gently towards your mat. Spread your fingers out wide. Mark's hands are so wide, I don't think you can get any more space between his fingers. And step your feet to the top of your mat, come into ragdoll. Belly to your thighs. Bring your hands behind your knees, grab opposite elbows. Squeeze your chest against your thighs. Relax your neck. And press down through your heels to lift your tailbone up. Once you get your tailbone lifted a little bit, can you shift your tailbone over your heels a little bit more so that your hips come over your ankles? Fire up your quads a little bit and your hamstrings. Release your hands from behind your legs and take them behind your back. Create a quick shoulder stretch. Reach your hands up and over your head. Open up. Every exhale takes it a little bit deeper. Take a deep breath in, and then release your arms back to the floor. Rise up to mountain pose, hands overhead. Reach your hands up, and bring your hands to your heart. Let's start class with 1 Om. Take a deep breath in. Mountain pose. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe into a flat back, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Ground down through your feet, rise up to mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift. And high push-up. Take a deep breath in. Low push-up. Upward facing dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. Tailbone up and back. Chest towards your toes. Make any movements you need to help wake yourself up, move your body around, get the muscles loosened. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, look to the top of your mat. On your inhale, hop, step, or float, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Mountain pose, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Flat back inhale. And low push-up. Up dog. As you inhale. And downward facing dog. Chest towards your toes. Get a couple of breaths here. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, look to the top of your mat. And on your inhale, hop, step, or float, halfway lift, flat back. and forward fold. Rise up to mountain pose. Exhale, fold. One more, sun A. Halfway lift, flatten your back. And vinyasa, high to low push-up. Create your back bend. And downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and let it out. Deep breath in. Look to the top of your mat as you exhale. Hop, step, or float on your inhale, halfway lift, and forward fold. Rise up to mountain pose, hands overhead. Bring your arms out to the side, letter T, and come into a chair pose. Keep your arms out to a letter T, chair pose. Sink nice and low into your chair pose, and then you're going to turn your torso to the right, arms out to the sides. Keep your knees straight ahead. Try to create a bit of a twist. Arms out to the sides. Sit low in your chair pose. Take a deep breath in, hands overhead, and forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back, and high to low push-up. Create an upward facing dog, and exhale to downward facing dog. Raise your right foot up to the ceiling. Bring your right knee to your left armpit and inhale it back up. Bring it to your right armpit and take it back up. Step it right, your right foot forward, warrior one. Rise up, extend your hands overhead, and exhale back to low push-up. Create your upward facing dog. Exhale to down dog. Left foot, take it up to the ceiling. Left knee to right armpit. And back up to your left armpit. Extend it up. Bring it forward, warrior one. And release, high to low push-up. Breathe in, upward facing dog, and exhale to down dog. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Full breath in. Bend your knees, look to the top of your mat. Hop, step, or float, halfway lift, flat back, and forward fold. Mountain pose, rise up. Bring your arms to a letter T. Come into a chair pose. Bend your knees, set the weight to the back half of your feet, and turn your torso to the left. Keep your knees straight ahead, turning through your lower torso. Sit low. Take a deep breath in, face the front, and forward fold as you exhale. Halfway lift, flat back, and high to low push-up. Breathe in, upward facing dog, and down dog. Right foot, warrior one. One breath, rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Take a full inhale. Cartwheel your arms to low push-up. Up dog to down dog. Left foot, warrior one. Exhale to warrior two. Take a full breath in. Exhale to low push-up. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Exhale to down dog. Right foot, warrior one. One breath, rise up. As you exhale, open to warrior two. As you inhale, reverse, and low push-up as you exhale. Follow your breath up. Exhale to down dog. Left foot, warrior one. Exhale to warrior two. Reverse as you breathe in. And low push-up. Create your vinyasa. Breathe in, upward facing dog, to down dog. Let your chest sink back towards your toes. And breathe. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, look to the top of your mat. Hop, step, or float. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose. And bring your hands to your heart. Sit low in your chair pose, and as you inhale, I want you to rock onto the balls of your feet. On your exhale, come back to your heels. Balls of your feet as you inhale. To your heels. Mark's coming up to his tiptoes, so if you want to come to your tiptoes, come to your tiptoes. And back to your heels. I'm going to do one more set. As you inhale, come to your tiptoes or the balls of your feet. And as you exhale, come to your heels. Take a deep breath in and forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Hop, step, or jump back, high to low push-up. Create an upward facing dog to down dog. Right foot crescent lunge. Hands to your hips. Set your right knee over your ankle, press it into the floor. Left heel is over your toe, and lift your left kneecap up. We're going to do some low lunges. We're going to take a deep breath in. Exhale, left knee is halfway down. Inhale, rise back up. Back down. And up. Two more, down. And up. One more, down. Try to get close to the floor. And then slowly rise back up. Take your hands out in front of you. Bring your shoulders to your ears and back, and bring your hands over your head. Lift your hands up, then bring your hands behind your back. Interlace them together. Press your hands toward the floor. Lift your sternum up and back, create a little bit of a lift in your chest, and bring your hands away from your tailbone. Maybe shift your chin up. Pressing down through your left toe. Deep breath in, lift your chest. And as you inhale next, bring your hands back overhead. And exhale to low push-up. Take your vinyasa. Breathe into an up dog. Exhale to down. Left foot crescent lunge. Plant your left foot over your ankle. Your left knee over your ankle. Right heel over toe. Shoulders up and back. Hands to your hips. Take a deep breath in. Lower your right knee halfway down. And up. Back down. And up. Two more. Take it down. And up. Back down, and bring it back up. Take your hands out in front of you. Shoulders up and back. Hands overhead, lift your hands up. Then bring your hands behind you, behind your back. Lift your shoulders up and back, create a lift in your upper chest. Pressing down through your right foot, lift your chest up, tilt your chin up. Press down through your toes and raise your hands away from your tailbone. Look at these biceps. Strong arms. Firing up the triceps and the biceps. The shoulder muscles, your pecs. Take a deep breath in and release the strap. Take your hands overhead. And exhale to low push-up. Create your vinyasa. Breathe into an upward facing dog to down dog. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Again, breathe in and let it go. On your next inhale, make your way to the top of your mat, halfway lift, and forward fold. Chair pose. Sink low into your chair pose, and hands to heart. Right elbow to your left knee, create a twist. Sit low, tailbone toward the floor. Check your knees. Keep your right knee even with your left knee. Sit a little bit lower if you can. Take a deep breath in and exhale, forward fold. Mountain pose, rise up. Exhale back to your chair pose. Bend your knees, sit low. Hands to your heart, left elbow to your right knee. Create your twist. Left knee even with your right knee. Set your tailbone a little bit lower. Take a deep breath in and forward fold. Grab your big toes. And on your inhale, create a halfway lift, flatten your back. And as you exhale, pull your head towards your mat. Relax your neck. Breathe in, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, fold. Relax your neck. Halfway lift, breathe in. And fold. One more, bring it up, halfway lift, flat back. And forward fold, release. Come back to a chair pose. Bend your knees. Sit low in your chair pose. Everybody's favorite pose. Take a deep breath in and forward fold. Halfway lift, flatten your back. And high to low push-up. Create an upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Raise your right foot. Bring your right knee to your right elbow. Take it back up. Bring it forward for crescent lunge, but don't rise up yet. Set your foot, and on your next inhale, you're going to bring your left knee hip height and rise up, hands overhead. Left knee comes up hip height, hands overhead. No, bring it forward. You're going to rise. Going to start balancing. Set your foot, shift forward. There it is. Hands overhead, lift up. Set your hands, reach up, shoulders over hips. Take your right hand to your left knee and dancing Shiva. Right hand pulls you around, left arm is behind you or to your hip. If you would like, you can extend your left foot forward. On your inhale, face the front, hands overhead. I want you to exhale back to crescent lunge. Nice and smooth, good job. Reach your hands overhead, lift up, and exhale to low push-up. Breathe into an upward facing dog. Exhale to a downward facing dog. Raise your left foot up to the ceiling. Press your heel away. Bring your left knee to your left elbow. Take it back up to the ceiling. Bring your left foot forward for crescent lunge. Set your feet. Rise up. Bring your right foot hip height into dancing Shiva on this side. Hands overhead. Lift up. Left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you, creating dancing Shiva. Mark's using a strap so he can extend his leg forward. Good job. Your pose is yours. Make the best variation you can. Take a deep breath in and turn back to the front. Send your right foot back for Crescent Lunge. Get a nice long reach. Take your time. There you go. Hands overhead. And exhale to low push-up. Breathe into an upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Right foot warrior one. Rise up, hands overhead. On your next inhale, come to warrior three. Right foot plants. Shift your weight into your right foot. Launch off of your left into warrior three. Left toes point to the floor. Flex your toes down. Take a deep breath in. Bring your hands to your sides for airplane pose. Take a deep breath in, come back to warrior one. Hands overhead, and open to warrior two. Set your right foot strong and make your way into half moon. Right hand comes down, left hand comes up. Create your pose. Left hand reaches up. And on your inhale, come back to warrior two. Cartwheel your arms to low push-up. Breathe into an upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward for warrior one. Set your weight into your left foot. You're going to shift forward and come into warrior three on your left side this time. Pressing off of your right foot. Launching in. Right toes point to the floor, flexing down. Deep breath in. Airplane pose, hands by your sides. Lift the back of your hands to the ceiling, lift them up. Deep breath in. As you exhale, come back to warrior one. Set your right foot back down, hands overhead. Exhale to warrior two. Look towards your left hand and come into half moon. Shift your weight into your left side, half moon. Raise your right hand up, press your right heel away from you, reach the crown of your head forward. It's a nice pose. It's a good pose. Reaching up, reaching out, pressing down, head forward, extending in every direction. As you inhale, come back to warrior two. Cartwheel your arms to low push-up, take your vinyasa. Nice. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Breathe. Step your right foot forward for triangle pose. Triangle. Set your left heel so your toes face your right foot. Left hip comes back. Reach your right hand forward as far as you can. Then bring your right hand down. Stack your left hand over. If you need to windmill your arm, you can. Your variation. Create the best opening in your shoulder as you can. Left finger over shoulder, over hand. Half bind or full bind. Ground down through your left foot and bring your left shoulder back. So your right eye looks to the ceiling. On your next inhale, rise up, pivot to the other side, left side triangle pose. Left foot straight ahead, right heel away from you, toes turn towards your left foot. Reach your left hand as far towards the end of your mat as you can. Left hand down, right hand up. Stack your finger over shoulder, over fingers. Half bind or full bind. And bring your right shoulder back. As you inhale, rise up, pivot your left foot parallel to your right foot, forward fold your choice. Tripod headstands, any variation of a forward fold that you like, or whatever you do at your private practice, go for it. If you are in an inversion, begin to make your way back down. And slowly begin to rise back up. Heel toe your feet inward toward each other. You're going to come into a squat, Malasana. Point your toes to the outside edges of your mat. Sit low and bring your elbows to the inside of your knees and press them out. If a crow pose is part of your practice, you can create that crow pose now. Go for it. From Malasana, shift forward and set your knees to the floor. We're going to come into gate pose. Bring your right knee to the ground, extend your left leg out to the side. Tuck your left hand behind your back, up between your shoulder blades. If you want to come into a cow-faced arms, you can, or just come in left hand behind your back, right hand overhead. Reach your right hand overhead or grab your left hand. Keep your shoulders in a nice line, in line with your ankle. Reach up, lift up through your right arm. Right hand behind your back. Sorry, Mark. Right hand behind your back. Actually, you're supposed to be on the other knee. That's okay. Whichever knee you're on, the extended leg, bring that arm behind your back. Lift the other arm up, whichever knee you're on, lift that arm up, and then reach toward your foot. Mark went to his left knee instead of his right. Sorry about that. Reach up and toward your foot. Lift up and over. Keep extending up. You'll get that stretch through your entire side. And then slowly rise back up. Switch to the other knee. Extend your other leg out to the side. Whichever knee is grounded, take that hand up to the ceiling. Your extended leg, take that hand behind your back. Bring it up between your shoulder blades. You can connect into cow-faced arms if you would like. or extend your other hand up to the ceiling. Keep lifting up as you reach toward your foot. Getting the stretch through the side of your body from your hip bone all the way to your shoulder. Keep reaching up and over. And then slowly rise back up. Make your way to tabletop. Go ahead and turn sideways this way. Tabletop. Create a couple sets of cat and cow. And then come into a neutral spine, high push-up pose. And lower to your belly. We're going to come into half frog. Take your right forearm out in front of you and prop your chest up. Take your left hand back and grab your left foot. If you need a strap, grab a strap or a towel to wrap around it to get it. Eventually, you may get your hand behind your foot and be able to push it towards your butt, and then eventually maybe even towards the side of your body, such as Mark is doing. Keep your chest propped up. That's going to stretch your hip flexor and get that fourth quad. Take a deep breath in and release this side. Switch to the other. Left arm props you up. Right hand reaching back, grab a hold of your right foot. Pull or press it towards your glutes and then towards the side of your body. Deep breath in and release the pose. Downward facing dog. Take your tailbone up and back. Step your right foot forward, low lunge, low crescent lunge. Bring your left knee to the floor. You're going to work your way into a lizard pose, but take your time. Come into a runner's lunge first, turn, twist, work your way into your lizard pose. Going to give Christine some good hip work today. Let your chest sink toward the floor. There are a lot of variations of this pose. Create whichever variations feel good for you. You can create your twists. You can create a balance. Raise your left kneecap up. Whatever variations you take. Take it where it goes, wherever you can take it, wherever it feels good for you. Give you a minute or so here. Like with Mark, he's twisting this way and that. He's moving, shifting, feeling what feels good for him. You don't have to copy him. Do whatever feels good for you. He's moaning and how's that, Mark? It's good. We'll be here for another 10 seconds. And then begin to make your way back to your downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, tailbone up and back. Press your heels towards your mat. And step your left foot forward, right knee to the ground, low lunge. Working your way towards your lizard. These are whatever variations you did on the other side, try to get them in on this side. Keep you here for about a minute. About 15 more seconds. Get what you need out of the pose, twist it, ring it. And begin to make your way back to your downward facing dog. Hop, step, or jump through. Find yourselves onto your butts, then onto your backs. Grab a block if you have one, or a pillow, and roll it up. I want you to put this under your tailbone, on its edge. If you don't have a block, you can do this without a block. It's your choice. Take a block, set it under the tailbone, on its edge. And I want you to extend your right leg out to the end of your mat and bring your left knee to your chest. Your right foot may rise up off the floor, that's okay. Keep pulling your left knee into your chest. How's that? Cool. Extend your left leg back out. Bring your right knee into your chest. Give it a squeeze. If your left leg hovers, it's good. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Extend your right foot back out, press your feet into the floor, lift yourself up, and remove your block. Bring your knees to your chest, squeeze your knees in, give them a good hug. Upward wind removing. Then bring your feet back to the floor. Keep your knees bent. We're going to come into bridge pose. Press down and forward through your feet to lift your hips up. Come into it slowly. Tuck your tailbone up, pressing your low back flat, then start to lift. Keep your core engaged as you lift up. If you have room under your back and you want to grab your hands together, go for it. Curl your shoulders under. Create a platform for your weight to sit on your shoulders. Press down through your feet to lift your hips up. Lift up. Set your feet straight ahead. Take a full breath in and begin to lower yourself back down. Slowly back down. Tailbone to the floor, lift your lumbar spine up, knees together, rock them from side to side. Grab your block again. You're going to lift up, set it on its edge underneath your tailbone. Under its edge. No, on its edge. There you go. Bring your right foot into a figure four over your left knee. Flex your toes back towards your knee, and now take your right knee and try to bring it to the same level as your left knee, towards the floor. See, Mark was rubbing right here. That's where you're supposed to feel this, kind of like right there. Get a good little, opening through your hip. And switch to the other side. Set your right foot to the floor, bring your left foot up and over into a figure four. You feeling it in your elbow? He's rubbing his elbow. Like, that's a weird place to feel this. Let your left knee come down to the level of your right knee. Although it is Mark. Yeah, although it is Mark, you never know what he's going to be feeling. Keep your toes flexed back towards your knee. Right there, isn't that nice? Yeah. And then set your left foot back to the floor. Press down into the floor, lift your tailbone up, remove the block. Bring your knees back to your chest. Give them a squeeze. You know we have to do some core. So come into a hollow hold position 1. Keep your low back flat to your mat, knees over your hips. Reach your heels forward, pull your toes back, and reach your hands towards your feet. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend your legs up to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your right leg to the floor, left leg stays up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both legs up. Lower them slowly towards the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands overhead for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees to chest. Give them a squeeze. Oof. Knees to your chest. Rock a little side to side, a little forward and back. Good job. Rock forward, come into an upward facing dog. Up dog. And from your up dog, when you're ready, tailbone up and back, downward facing dog. We're going to make our way into 90-90. So I'm going to have Mark turn to the opposite, facing towards you. And bring your right foot forward like you're coming into a half pigeon pose. Shin parallel to the top, right thigh parallel to the edge of your mat. Bring your left knee hip height out to the side. Bring it up a little bit. So that your knee is out from your hip, 90 or straight across, and your ankle is underneath your knee. 90 degrees there. You're going to turn your chest towards your right thigh and lay your chest down on your right leg. If you need to take a little towel and roll it up underneath your right knee, that's cool. Whatever you need to do so it's comfortable. Flex your toes back towards your knees. You know? Oh. Mark needs some toys, some props. Lower your chest towards your right thigh. Now the secret of this pose is to hold yourself still. Find a place of stillness if you can, and just kind of be in the pose. The more still you are and the more relaxed you are into the pose, the more you're going to get from the pose. So allow yourself to just relax. Try not to fight gravity. Try not to fidget. As Mark, oops. We'll be here for about 2.5 to 3 minutes. you would like to shift into a double pigeon, now is a great time to do that. You would kind of rise up, bring your left leg up and over your right leg. If you can't get your ankle past your knee, you can bring your ankle to the inside of your knee. Just be mindful and work on your forward fold. That's all, like I said, that's all I get. So take your time. It's a toughie. He just wanted to get out of 90-90, I think. Work on that left hip. Nice. And right as soon as he gets into it, we're going to make our way out of it. So make your way into a downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, bring your left knee forward for your 90-90. Left shin parallel to the top of your mat, right knee out to the side, even with your hip, and bring your ankle under your knee. 90 degrees that way, 90 degrees this way. Shift your chest towards your left thigh and lay forward. Grab a block if you need to, your block, a pillow, whatever you need, and settle in. We'll be here for a little bit. While you're in this pose, I will read today's message from Melody Beatty in Journey to the Heart. April 11th, learn to listen to silence. Driving into Yellowstone Park, I switched off the radio. The sun was setting. The mountains on either side of the road framed my view. Snow-capped mountains, their peaks touching the clouds, reflected the peach, pink, and orange of the setting sun. The clouds were beginning to change color the way they do at twilight. Evergreens lined the road. Some stood tall, some stooped, some bent, as if peeking at or beckoning the travelers on the road. The smell of pine gently filled my car. Because I'd been driving all day, I had kept the radio on to keep me alert and entertained. Now, I shut it off. As I drove, I let the silence fill the car, fill my mind, and fill my soul. Before long, the colors of the sunset began to almost sing. The trees, the mountains, filled me with their energy, their rhythm, and their vibration. Certain sounds can be healing. Music, the voice of a friend, the laughter of a child. But there are other times when we need to turn down the sound and listen to silence. Silence can be healing too. As the sun set and I drove through the gates of Yellowstone Park, I realized this. The sounds of silence aren't silent. Each creation that lives sings its own song. It takes a quiet mind, a quiet soul, a quiet heart to hear those songs. Learn to listen to silence. Listen to the world around you, and the silence will sing you a beautiful song. If you came into double pigeon on the other side, you can make that a transition now. And from your double pigeon, downward facing dog. Walk your dog. Then you're going to jump through, find yourselves onto your butts, onto your backs. Let's get ready for Shavasana. Final rest. He said he felt vulnerable that way, so he turned sideways. Close your eyes, relax. Let your heels come to the floor. If you want to do a spinal twist, do a spinal twist. It's your choice. Arms off to the sides, palms up. Close your eyes and relax. allow your body to incorporate what you've done. Take a deep breath in and slowly let it go. Begin bringing yourself around a little bit at a time with your fingers and your toes. Move around, shift. And when you're ready, reach your hands over your head, point your toes away from you, and stretch yourself out. And then relax into your mat. Join me in a comfortable seat when you're ready. Let's close class with an Om. Hands to your heart. Take a deep breath in. With love. Namaste.